So, from my point of view right now, on the contrary, this is actually the third such moment when overall the Russian military machine has stalled. Yes, it is advancing, it has results. You can argue whether it's 2400 according to Putin or 14 according to OSINT analysts, it doesn't matter. It is certainly advancing, but it's advancing at the cost of colossal losses. In other words, these are absolute Pyrrhic victories coming one after another. The most important thing is that the perspective has become blurred. It's completely unclear how and by what means they will overcome this drone control zone that has now grown to almost 100 kilometers. And most importantly, and the SPIEF showed this, that moment has arrived. It had to, I mean, really, if the war doesn't stop, it was bound to happen sooner or later. But it has finally arrived, as the war has significantly begun to shift into the Russian Federation. I remember our broadcast very well. It was sometime in December 2024. And you asked me what I was expecting. And I said that I expect the war to come to Russian territory. And we saw throughout 2025 how it entered this Russian territory step by step. Now we can say that this is an accomplished fact. From this year on, the war will be fought across almost the entire European part of Russia. It will be felt everywhere, it will be visualized. Sooner or later, it will reach Moscow in one form or another. We can talk about that separately. And this is a new reality. So all of this is creating a kind of new situation. And it's clear that Zelensky and the Ukrainian leadership would like to capitalize on this situation and capitalize on it in such a way as to impose on Putin a peace on their own terms. And peace on Ukraine's terms means a ceasefire along the line of contact without discussing any fundamental substantive issues. In other words, roughly speaking, it's called putting the situation on hold, because they understand that the world is round and history is long. Today you are in history's favor, tomorrow you're not. Well, it's like the Karabakh conflict, you see. I mean, the early 90s, disorganized, completely in turmoil. Azerbaijan suffers a crushing defeat in the Karabakh War. Armenia, it seems that that's it, it's forever now, and they can just rest on their laurels. A turn of history. Step by step, Armenia is sinking into internal political crises, forgetting the fact that an army is something that needs to be fed every single day. Azerbaijan finds new allies, new alliances, rebuilds its economy with British help, creates a new army, and that's it, a new turning point. So the Ukrainians understand that right now they're not in a position to win the war with Russia at the scale and along the lines that they would like. But for them, what would truly count as a win is to be able to end this war, ideally, without having to take on any new or additional legal obligations at all.